changes.
Okay. Perfect. I think this is it. Rylan, or Commissioner Moore may join us. He said he would if he could. So we'll keep an eye open for him. And if so, we'll put him on the board. But I just wanted to let you know that our next meeting is August 26th at 5:30 p.m. here. It is actually going to be we have no business of the Planning Commission. It's actually going to be an Odell Advisory Committee meeting. And we're going to hold the meeting here for whoever can attend, but there will also be some folks who will attend virtually, including our consultants who will be giving the presentation. So I just wanted to remind you of that. So we'll have a few extra bodies that night. So far, it looks like everybody I've heard from can attend. So
You said October or August?
I'm sorry, that's October, August 26th.
Okay, it was already, well, that's,
Okay,
okay,
thank you.
yeah.
That's all I have to report.
Land Use Council,
Uh, Nothing.
nothing. Did everybody get a chance to read the May 27th minutes?
I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Anything from the general public? Anything from the commissioners? This time we'll have a public hearing considering the adoption of the revised FEMA flood insurance rate maps firm flood insurance study FIS to replace existing county floodplain zoning and to make related text changes to the Hood County zoning ordinance and comprehensive plan. Public hearing. Oh, so you just want to start with that and then you want to just start with that and then we'll go to the other one?
No, we just want to make sure that our Ashley, who's representing us, who's counsel for tonight.
Thank you for promoting me. I appreciate it.
Do you have anything for us tonight?
Other than the topics that are on your agenda already, nothing else for you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You read that, you read, perfect. Thank you. So you ready for staff presentation?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Good. Yep. Good evening, Steve Miller, Principal Planner, Planning Department. Good evening, Chair and Planning Commissioners. Thank you for your time tonight. Before we get started, I would like to do some acknowledgements and share a little something with you that we put together for this project. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And is it coming? There we go. And so, like I indicated, before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge our GIS coordinator, Jake Edwards, for all of his efforts that he helped with on this project. Jake did a really great job of putting this wonderful toggle map together between the 1984 floodplain that has been in existence and the new 2026 flood maps that are coming in, which really gave people an opportunity to go in and find their property on this map, and they could toggle. Whoops, I'll show you how it works here real quick. And so, and if you came into the website, you would find this map here, and you'd be able to zoom in on your property, and you'd see. Let me find something here. Here we go. It's taking a little time to come up, but what you would see on the left-hand side is the 1984 flood boundaries, and then on the right-hand side is the 2026 floodplain boundaries. And so, one thing you would be able to see, if you zoomed in on this, is you can find your tax lots and you can find your current floodplain with the 84, and then you could toggle over and see the change in how the floodplain is being implemented. So particularly down in the corner here, you can see it change quite a bit from 84 to 26. And so really appreciate Jake's efforts on putting that together. In addition to doing that, Jake also put together digitized maps. So he digitized all the FEMA maps that we're considering adopting as part of this project. So that has also been very helpful. That is also on the website that people can go in after they looked at this particular page. They could go in and find some additional information through the specific panels for their property. In addition to Jake's efforts, we also want to recognize our management support technician, Maria Diaz. Maria put the website together for us and worked closely with Jake and bring all the data into the web page. It also provides opportunities for people to come in and get my staff report and all the attachments. We also provided that to the Planning Commission as a way to get that information. So it was very efficient and saved a lot of paper and gave us an opportunity to get the information out to the public in a very efficient manner. So thank you, Jake. Thank you, Maria. It was very much appreciated. As the chair indicated, tonight we're here to get a PC recommendation for the adoption of new FEMA flood insurance rate maps, the new flood insurance study, as well as some amendments to Article 44, the floodplain zone, as well as Goal 7 in the comprehensive plan relating to hazards. A quick summary, the County Planning Department is proposing to adopt the updated FEMA flood insurance rate maps along with the flood insurance study and corresponding amendments to the Article 44, the floodplain zone, and the comp plan. A little bit of background. FEMA started this process quite a few years ago, but in terms of their maps themselves, they started that process back around August of 25, is my understanding. And they sent out some notices to folks, letting them know that there were going to be some revisions to the maps. They also posted some notices in the local paper here, letting folks know about this. That provided people an opportunity to view the maps and potentially challenge the data that FEMA was relying on. And that was a 90-day window for that if you challenged. And FEMA held a kind of a back and forth community process to look at those requests and determine whether or not they had merit and if they needed to make any changes to the map as a result of those challenges. That process wrapped up and we received the letter from FEMA that it is now time to move forward with the adoption of these maps recently in the last few months. And so that's kind of brought us to where we're at today, which is needing to bring these maps into our current code and make them available so we can remain a participant in the National Flood Insurance Program. And so part of this effort is to get these adopted prior to November 13th, 2026. That's our drop dead date for this. As far as the National Flood Insurance Program requirements, adoption of the updated firm maps by the effective date of November 13th is required, as I indicated, for the continuing participation in the National Flood Insurance Program. So it's very important to get this work done in a timely manner. As far as notice goes, staff did provide a measure 56 notice to all affected property owners on July 9th, 2026. As a result of that notice, staff did not receive any comments, but it is my understanding that we have a couple folks here tonight who may want to comment on this. So nothing received up to this point, but we do have some folks here that may like to speak tonight. As far as the proposal goes, tonight we're looking for a recommendation from the Planning Commission for the adoption of the new firm maps. We're also looking for a recommendation from the Planning Commission for an adoption of the study itself, the fifth study. We're also looking for a recommendation from the Planning Commission on the amendments to Article 44, sections 4410, section 4450, section 44.65, section 44.8, and section 44.80 and 44105. In regards to the comp plan, it's goal 7. And the areas that are being amended in the comprehensive plan in goal 7 are section B under policies and section C under the strategies. So that is the package that's before you tonight, is the maps, the fifth study, the amendments to the zoning code, and the amendments to the comprehensive plan. As far as the criteria and findings go, staff provided a staff report to the Planning Commission that demonstrated that we're consistent with the county's goals for protecting life, property, and natural resources from flood hazards. As far as the regulatory compliance goes, the adoption of the firm maps meets the FEMA and DLCD requirements for having a floodplain zone. And as far as the public benefit goes, by adopting these new maps and the associated amendments and studies, it ensures the county's participation in the National Flood Insurance Program, which provides access to flood insurance for people who are in the flood zone. So it is very important that we do get something adopted by November 13th. 2026, so people can continue to participate in the program and have that critical insurance for their properties if needed. And so again, as far as the recommendations that we're looking for from the Planning Commission tonight, we're looking for a recommendation to adopt the firm maps, the flood insurance study, and the updates to Article 44 and the comprehensive plan. And with that, I'll take any questions that you may have.
Thanks, Steve. Is there anybody from the audience who wants to speak on this?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
My name's Tom Hill. I own property on Needle Creek, 3953 Needle Creek, and I own the property that Mr. and Mrs. Sneeberg also owned. I was the original occupant of that home. This folder, as thick as it is all FEMA and our compliance with FEMA and Tennyson engineering reports. We spent, in 1989, when I first purchased those 2 tax lots, okay, in order to secure a building permit from the county, I was required to get an engineer's report. So I hired Tennyson Engineering to do that report at pretty good cost, not like today's cost. And they ruled that both tax lots and the proposed septic systems and other areas of the building were totally out of the floodplain. And that was firmly ruled. I have in documentation. Fast forward to 2010, after Katrina, FEMA tightened their rules. So again, we contacted Tennyson Engineering. This time it costs thousands of dollars to do this report. And Mr. and Mrs. Sneeberg shared the cost with us for both tax lots. And Tennyson came back, giving us a clear information that we were out of the floodplain. I mean, this was deep. They measured different levels of our foundation in relationship to the high water mark. It's that thick information that we spent thousands of dollars. We've never had an issue. Flood of 97 didn't touch either of our properties. Although the creek was high, that was a 100-year flood, by golly. And our creek was high, but it didn't affect our properties where we reside at all. Okay, so what we're asking for respectfully, to this group,
Can you get that off of that?
we would like some kind of an exemption from your maps. Otherwise, it's going to cost us a fortune for flood insurance that we've never had to have before. Plus, our property value is going to cut in half.
Plus, we'd never be able to sell it.
We'd never be able to sell it with these requirements. This is very similar to these stupid fire maps. I had my property examined and I had the state fire marshal come out and said, your property's perfect. You're not a risk at all. Yet we're high risk. So this is similar. And I know FEMA changes our rules and so forth, but we respectfully request an exemption. And I'm speaking for Rita and Dwayne Sneeberg, and I'm speaking for Don and myself. That's our request today. Now, I'm willing to share any of this. You probably have some of it in your files, I assume. Unless you purge your files after a while, but I've got it all the way from 1989 to 2010 and beyond, and all the letters we've seen that alerted us to this process and so forth. So we strongly object to this ruling. And I don't care about any other areas on Eel Creek, but our properties that we spent so much time and money on to prove that we're clear, and the fact that the 100-year flood didn't touch us, we would certainly like an exemption. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else?
Just to, Dwayne Schneer, 3955 Eel Creek Road. Just to reiterate what Tom said, we bought the property in 2009. We're told at the time we didn't need flood insurance. Later on, our bank sold us to a FDI insured bank. Come to find out later, so I did need to have flood insurance, and that's when I went with Tom and we went and did this Tennyson engineering study on the property. And had what they call a certificate of elevation. And that cleared us of the floodplain. FEMA accepted it and the bank accepted it, so I didn't need to provide flood insurance. So talking with Eric earlier, he's showing me that my house is not on that floodplain. But I'm just looking for some reassurance that that's not going to change between now and whenever you guys accept this map. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
The map wasn't real clear when I was reading it.
It wasn't clear to me either.
So I just kind of trying to get that assurance of that property that we're not gonna have to deal with this again, because it's a pretty stressful event.
I can provide a little information. So as part of the final determination letter that we received from FEMA for this project that they did to update the maps, they referenced your properties in here for the letter of map change. And what they indicated was that, the modifications affected by letter of map changes listed below, and they list your tax lots 500 and 600. And they reference 3955 Needle Creek Road as the address. They don't reference both addresses, but they reference both tax lots.
Right.
And they indicate that, the modifications affected by the LOMCs listed below will not be reflected in the revised firm panels and will not be reflected on the revised firm panels because scale limitations or because the LOMC issued had determined that the lots or structures involved were outside of the special flood area. So they're acknowledging, they're saying, you're not going to show up, your properties aren't going to show up on these new maps as being in the floodplain based upon the work that you guys previously did. And they're going to accept that work and that they're going to roll that into these new maps. And so your properties will not show up on the firm maps as being inside the floodplain. There will be floodplain on your property down low, but there won't be floodplain where your home sites are.
Right.
Okay, so I don't want you to think that your properties won't show that has no floodplain, but it won't show floodplain where your home sites are. Based upon all the work that you guys did, all the legwork that you have done already.
That one map, it shows like very little corner of ours between Bell's property and ours. There's a little tiny spot that shows that.
Is that where your house is?
No, our house is higher elevation and so.
That's just what he said. Your houses are out of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're working on trying to pull it up right now so we can show this to you, show you the difference between the 84 and the 26. And Eric I think is getting pretty close. And so we're going to try and share the screen here once he has it ready.
Perfect.
And we'll use that little toggle thing that our JS prepared for us. And it will show 84 and then 26. And when we go to 26, I think what you'll see is it pulls it down. It shrinks the floodplain down on your property away from your home sites and everything.
Perfect. That's what we're looking for.
So Sure.
Commissioner, what we're gonna do is share our screen here, and just kind of show you the properties that are being talked about, and we can kind of show the differences here. So, if you can see my pointer, so this would be the Hill property, and this is the Schneeberg property. And and so this would show the current floodplain boundary. The 1984 boundary is very generic, not very specific. The new maps are more specific based on LiDAR information. You can see that there's a couple structures that are located within the boundary, and as Mr. Hill indicated, they went through a process to show that the floodplain boundary was actually outside of where those buildings are located. And as you can see, as I move the slider over to represent what the new floodplain boundary will be, you can see that all those structures are outside of the floodplain boundary as identified by FEMA. And so this aligns with what Mr. Hill is saying. He's asking for an exemption. I would say an exemption is not necessary because FEMA has already recognized that their homes are already outside of the floodplain. And as Steve said, the floodplain still exists on their property along Mill Creek, right, but just not in those areas where their existing development.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Does that help clarify?
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Turn the lights off too. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Questions from the commissioners, Commissioner Loomis? No
And
questions.
maybe before we go,
Oh.
there's another gentleman. Are you here for the floodplain discussion as well?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Do you have any comments or is there any, do you
Well,
have
I
any
am
questions?
here because I received this letter from, my property is on 15 D highway,
Yes,
and I received this letter and that's why I'm here. So
okay.
I'm not exactly sure what is different.
Just to learn about what we're doing tonight.
I don't know, because this letter says when to be here at this place, that's why I'm here.
Okay, perfect.
That's all.
So tonight, what we're doing is we are the planning commission is evaluating these maps
Right.
and deciding whether to forward a recommendation onto the board to adopt the maps and incorporate those into the county comprehensive plan and zoning ordinance. And so that's what we're doing tonight.
Okay.
We can certainly look at your property as well. If you haven't had a chance to, or maybe you've already had a chance to look at the maps. Just want to make that as an offer, if that's appropriate. I think that'd be helpful.
Help explain what's going on.
And are you near the bridge? The D Highway Bridge?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And I apologize, I don't know that I have. Let me see if I can find an air photo, but.
It's just south of Trout Creek Ridge,
Or
sorry, just north of there.
so here's the bridge. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit further. So this is where the bridge crosses the east fork of the Hood River. I'm sorry, it'll come up here in a minute. You can see my. Do you see the pointer That's the bridge.
Well, I live close to Jim's Market.
You look closer to Jim's Market.
Yes,
You said 5515?
5515.
Yeah,
Okay.
just go a little bit farther south from there, Eric. I think you're really close. Yeah, do you see that triangular piece of property?
Right, yes.
Yeah, it's just south of that triangle. It's kind of at an angle.
Okay, it's pointed to this structure right here. You can see my pointer now.
Yes.
So here is D Highway. Okay. So what it's showing is that, Trout Creek is, before Trout Creek wasn't identified as floodplain, was not zoned floodplain. But now it will. Portions of it are mapped as floodplain, but it appears as though your house or your. If you could come up real quick. Is this for you? Yes. Okay. Yes. So I guess what this is showing is that, before, there was no floodplain along Trout Creek. But today there is a floodplain, but it's here's your house and your buildings. It doesn't include where your house is. And so if you came in and wanted to build an addition to your house, the floodplain requirements would not apply to your situation. Now, if you wanted to build, say, I think your property just goes up to here, but let's just say you wanted to build over here, then you would. Does that help?
Yeah,
That's great.
thank you.
That's all.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay, I think we're done. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, the public.
Thank you all so much.
yeah, thank
Yes,
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Are there any questions from the commissioners?
No.
Commissioner Loomis, nothing? Nope. Commissioner Luisto,
No question.
Commissioner Gear?
No questions.
Okay,
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I have one question.
Yes.
So as my property is a risky problem or not
Is it a risk problem?
risky?
Where your house is, I would say no, it's outside of the floodplain.
Right.
The closer you go to the river, then it is more risky.
Right.
Yeah. Is that helpful?
Yeah.
And if you have any other questions, we are available, at the planning department during, regular work hours. And we can certainly go over this with you more specifically, if that's helpful.
and my contact information is on that letter that we have that as well.
Yeah, you can
Just
give us a
go.
call and we can set up a meeting, we can go over
Just in
it.
case we need more questions.
Exactly, yeah.
Si prefiere en español, yo puedo interpretar.
Está.
Okay.
Muchas gracias.
Mhm.
Okay, I think I understood.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you very much. So we done, is that right?
well, they're gonna make a decision here shortly, but yes, you're more than.
you're all
welcome.
squared away. If you want to
Don't worry.
stay,
Yeah.
if you want to stay here and watch, you can. If you don't, that's fine. I would choose to go home.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we don't have any.
I mean, it's just so hard because it's just like, well, we gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Right.
And it sucks that some people you just don't understand the process. And that's not what we're talking about today, but it is just unfortunate.
I was asking John, what happens if we have 1,000 people come in here? And how long is that
don't
gonna
like
take?
it.
Well, we wouldn't have done the same thing. We would have said it.
I was trying to figure out how I was gonna handle this if they wanted to.
It was way more people than I
We
expected.
just thought, since there's just so few people, let's just talk it through and
Yeah.
get their questions answered, but you're absolutely correct. these are FEMA's maps. We don't have the ability to adjust them. There is a process to adjust them after the fact that FEMA has outlined. But if you had concerns about it, you know, we sent out notice a year ago.
right.
Yeah,
To challenge the maps if you didn't like what they, so. We're a little bit late in the process,
Yeah.
but anyway, hopefully, good thing it worked out for all of them.
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's push. I'd like to make a motion while we're at it.
Please do.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the floodplain maps, FEMA floodplain maps as presented, and make the amendment to goal section 44.
44.
Yeah.
Goal 744 in the area natural disaster hazards to the Board of Commissioners.
I would like to make that motion.
Is there a second?
I will second that. Motion is made.
Any discussion? Commissioner Loomis? Want to vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Guisto?
Aye.
Commissioner Garrett?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Okay. That's done, right?
That's done.
Okay. Public hearing to consider the amendments of Article 75 of the Hood River County zoning ordinance concerning the replacement of structures and uses destroyed by disasters within the Columbia Gorge National Scenic Area.
How do we get that where it's showing? Thank you, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. I'm gonna keep it brief since we don't have a lot in the audience and this is pretty straightforward request as well. But essentially.
Unless you're gonna count Maria being in the.
There's nobody in the audience.
Well, I don't know who's online.
I cleared them out for it.
Is there somebody online? Are there folks?
Yeah, FEMA maps really do clear a room, don't they?
So essentially, we're here to talk about an amendment to Article 75. The proposed amendments were in response to the Rowena and Bedoin fires that occurred last summer. And as part of those fires that destroyed numbers of buildings, it was realized that having a streamlined permitting process was critically important and would provide, as was providing opportunities for temporary housing. So there was a need that was identified, and to the benefit of the Gorge Commission and to Wasco County, they jumped on it. They expedited this plan amendment process as quickly as they could. It was amazing how quickly they were able to get that out and before the Gorge Commission and it ultimately adopted. And so in a nutshell, and so now that it's been adopted, the county has 270 days with which to adopt it within our zoning code. That's required by the National Scenic Area Act. So we have until the end of January 2027 to complete this project. In a nutshell, the amendments are allowing a clarified process to replace a structure that's been destroyed by fire, and essentially saying that as long as you locate it in the same spot and essentially in the same size and situated similarly, you can do that through an expedited process instead of having to do a full review, which takes several months. It also allowed the length of time that you have to rebuild was extended. Right now, if you came in, you have 2 years to start construction once you have an approval and 2 years to complete construction once you started. This process extends it out to 10 years to start the project. And the Gorge Commission realized that yeah, there's a lot that goes into this. You know, when you're dealing with insurance companies and trying to get payments and, you know, when there's a lot of structures that have been destroyed, it's hard to find builders. And so it extends the time frame. So to their benefit, they're allowing a good window of opportunity to do these replacements. It also allowed some opportunities for the use of an RV on a temporary basis so that people can continue to live on their properties. And then provide a structure up to 320 square feet for temporary storage of materials and so forth. In addition to these changes, we are also proposing to correct a few minor corrections and omissions that occurred the last time we amended Article 75. Unfortunately, these didn't come to light until after the county had already adopted the amendments, and so we agreed, and the Gorge Commission allowed us to directly apply those standards in the meantime until such time as we're amending Article 75 again, which is now. So far, only minimal comments have been received concerning the proposed amendments, which is not necessarily surprising because it's not adding any additional restrictions, but loosening things up in certain situations. And there was a lot of support for it when it went before the Gorge Commission. And so based on this information and the information provided in my staff report dated July 27th, we would suggest the Planning Commission recommend to the board approval of the proposed amendments.
Any discussion? Okay, a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to recommend to the board the amendments in Article 75 as described by planning department.
Is there a second?
One second.
No further discussion. Commissioner Loomis,
Yes.
Commissioner Guisto,
Yes.
Commissioner Gary.
Yes.
I vote yes also. Okay. iPads.
Yes, so a while ago.
A while ago?
A while ago, yeah.
10 years ago? Yes, it was. I brought,
I do recall a comment a long time ago.
10 years ago.
10?
Oh, it's
Okay.
had to been close to 10 years.
Okay,
Well, I mean, you can say that, you've been on the planning commission for too long.
so a suggestion was made that the county provide commissioners with iPads of some sort, so that we can provide the information digitally. More recently, we've been doing a lot of providing the packets digitally just because of the size of them. And so it makes a lot of sense for us to offer that to the commissioners as an option to review. As you know, the county has limited funds and we have some budget issues, but we were approved to purchase some iPads for the commission. So that's in our current budget and we're moving forward with that. The problem with that is not necessarily the problem, but the thing that we want to figure out is, one, how many commissioners actually want an iPad? What we found when we offered iPads to the board, a lot of them decided that they would just as soon use their own computer or laptop and weren't really interested in it. And so we would rather have that. I mean, if you would rather feel more comfortable with your equipment, that's great. We definitely don't want to buy something that doesn't get used. And so we just want to, we'll provide it with whoever wants it, but we just want to make sure, who wants it before we start ordering these things.
I'm good with mine.
Well, I had to do it on my own.
You got tired of waiting.
As long as the password works, which it doesn't right now.
That doesn't work. Yeah, that's from August 3rd.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
that's fine. Burning up my cellular data, but that's okay. My unlimited cellular data.
Yeah, it's just burning right up when it's unlimited.
Can't you get on the gas?
Huh?
You can't get on the gas Wi-Fi?
Oh, no, I did until it shut off because the office is closed down.
Oh, I didn't realize it shut off out in the office.
Yeah, it did shut off on me.
Do you have anything more to add, Maria?
Yeah, we have, Eric had me do a couple, to just research on some of the, tablets. And I got into like 3 tablets, for the commissioners who would like a tablet. So some of these are like the iPad, which is around 500, case is not included. We would, we would definitely buy a case. There is a bigger option. It's a Lenovo, it's a cheaper version, but it does do what would, the necessary things, the features that you would need, to view the packets. The Samsung does have the option to highlight or mark up some of the packets, if that's useful when you're reading large, documents. So it's just really an option. Yeah, go ahead.
Ashley, if you are still online, you can go ahead and drop off at any time.
Okay.
We're just talking about administrative things, so
Perfect. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
you too. Bye-bye.
Always stop the council's
Yeah,
clock.
she's got it.
That just cost 2 iPads.
Yeah, no kidding.
So we do have some options available that we've researched. It would just depend on what the commissioners prefer.
I'm good with mine. I mean, that's,
I mean, I think it's a great idea and I really I think it's the future, makes it so much easier to read a
oh,
packet.
100%.
But honestly, given the county's budget situation, I'll just keep doing what I've been doing for 12 years. It's just worked so far.
Yeah.
Is it convenient for you to, I mean, do you need that in front of you? I mean, do you bring your laptop if you?
I feel like a laptop's awkward to have in front of you.
Yeah.
It's in the face of the public. Me personally, I don't like having the screen up. But I've done it for this long. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus, they'll give me an excuse to buy one.
And we haven't talked to the other commissioners as well. We'll definitely propose it. But again, we are completely fine with doing it. It sounds like one thing that we would need to do though is to give people a county email address.
Yeah, one of the things that Tony mentioned is that if we do provide an iPad, it is easier for him to have access to an email when setting it up. If we don't do county emails, then it would be up to you to set it all up, and none of us would have access in case the iPad or there's something,
Right.
there's issues to it. You would need to figure it out. We would be limited to do stuff on the iPad.
We would recommend if somebody wants an iPad that we would have to assign a county email. And then that way we have easier
Access to the tablets in case there's technical issues with it.
Yeah, that also means that if something happens, if we had a county email, if something happened, they wouldn't have to confiscate your personal email
Right.
files.
Mm-hmm.
If I change my mind in the next month, can I let you know?
Sure. But is that a concern that if you're using your personal items that is?
I don't think it's a practical concern. It's definitely, it's crossed
No.
my mind at times, but
I mean, you and I had that we're off the record, right?
The hearing's still,
Oh, okay. So never mind.
but we can chat later.
I mean, I guess the thought of like the simplicity of like opening the iPad and it's just the county things versus
Nice.
me like skimming through my email, like today, because I knew that we had the 26th hearing and there was like emails relating to the 26th hearing, and then we've been getting email, like I'm always like kind of trying to skim back and find what's related to today and then what is relating to the future meeting, and then if it was like all kind of just like grouped in one little spot, that does sound quite appealing to me.
Yeah.
So that I'm not missing something for a meeting, because usually I'm prepping like a couple hours prior to, and I don't want to miss something. So there is an aspect of that sounds appealing, to have it like just all kind of like in one spot, and I don't have to like be messing with my own stuff, but also I'm pretty good at messing with my own stuff.
and it might be nice to have a county email, just thinking about the Odell stuff that's coming up,
Yeah,
to have a
like people can
communication.
email you
Yeah,
there.
email this email
and
and
it's not your own
it's not my
personal
personal email.
stuff.
Because if it ever goes to my personal email, I guarantee you I will not get back to you.
Well, what we are trying, okay, so if we give you a county email, I've always been very concerned about planning commissioners having county emails and having those county emails available to the public.
Yeah.
Because then they can,
That's what I was.
then they
that's what I
can
was getting at.
email you,
Mhm.
and then there's these ex parte contact potentials.
Where it's different with the
If
county.
it's a private email, if it's a county email, they can search for
Public.
it. It's public,
Yeah, it's a public email. Our personal emails aren't public.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why is it so complicated?
Yeah, we don't make your emails public. I don't think that we would make the county emails public either unless somebody,
But there's FOIA requests that could happen,
It's potentially public
and then
information.
it's public. I mean, it's the county's system. And so anybody would be able to call somebody at the county and say, I'd like the planning commissioner's email address.
Yep.
This way, you would have to call one of us and say, hey, is it okay if I give your email address out?
well, I would never call you.
No, I just, no, I know.
I never call you.
I just do it.
No, but I mean, if it's a public email,
It's public
it's
information.
public.
Right.
And you would have to give that request out, right?
If they filed a public records request, yes,
Okay,
but I think our policy would be, and maybe we should have had Ashley still on. But, would be that we don't provide those emails to the public.
But it wouldn't be tough to figure out what it was.
right.
I mean, it's
I mean, I'm just
I
gonna,
could get on there right now and go, okay, it's
It's just-
Jamie.Loomis at, I mean, it's gonna be what the same format is. They know who the commissioners are and follow suit with
but
the
it's even
format.
with the county commission, when there's that informed Hood River person,
Oh, yeah.
she will blast
Blaster it all.
blast their email addresses out. Hey, you need to hear the county commissioner's email address.
Yeah, those we make public because.
You know, I understand that, but if that person gets a hold of those,
Word gets out that we have.
that we have county email addresses, and that gets blasted out, then how do you stop the ex parte communication? Because, I mean, one of us is gonna have to say, well, I never read the email. Well, but it was sent to you,
Yeah. and
you know,
can say,
and
"I didn't read it because-"
then nothing, I mean, you never get a decision made. I mean, if everybody's recusing themselves or having to disclose that so-and-so sent me this email, now we have to have a discussion on whether the email is a valid point or not.
We just make it part of the record.
Right, but still, I mean,
It's every time. I mean, it would not, I mean, once that information's out, then it's out. You know, there's no taking it back.
I would prefer not to have a county email.
I would as well.
If Karen and John want them.
I don't
Well,
know.
we talked through it. It sounds like a terrible
I just
idea.
want all my things, and I just want
But I
everything
think-
loaded on my
I think-
iPad, like in the background, like.
I think if we
Thankfully.
assign iPads, it's gonna come with a.
Was there a way to, I mean, on the tech side, is there a way to just like have this email where emails can't, I mean, you can only get emails from.
The attorney.
No, not a techie person. Can you only get emails from other county emails? You cannot get external emails.
I think what would end up happening is.
Where you can just
you-
block
set a
all
firewall up
outside,
there, right.
there's a firewall where we can only get emails from you guys.
From an acknowledged base, so.
Where we can only get emails from, it's like child protection, like my kid can't get texts from outside people that I tell her phone she can't get text messages from.
Yeah, we'll ask that question. Or if it ends up happening, I think maybe that our coaching would be you only open emails that are from the county. And that if somebody says, hey, I sent you an email, and says, we've been advised by our planning department or council that we shouldn't open anything that's not from the county because it could result in an ex parte contact.
Well,
Fishing for ex parte contact.
yeah, I mean, look into that and
And talk to county council.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll come back on the 26th and
Okay. August.
August.
Okay.
Yes. And
But yeah, if there was like a firewall where we can only receive emails from you, then it sounds
Yeah.
kind
Kind
of.
of just again, setting where
Yeah.
we can.
Cause I mean, you can block
Let's-
email, like,
let's-
I mean, I don't know, it seems like something in today's world you can do, but I don't
Well, so you use your new email for that.
Yeah.
know. Good 18th email.
Yeah, my 18th email address. Okay, is there anything else?
anything else?
Maria, you have my new email address.
We do.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, really? You gotta do it.
Stop on the pen at.
No.
That's all.
Okay, we're adjourned. There's anything else.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
You.
That was longer than I thought it would be.
And mine too.
You had to do maps with like people.
See, yeah,